High above the clouds lies a land forgotten by time. As the mist clears, behold the rugged beauty of Bauchi, ancient mountains standing as a silent witnesses, and beneath them, the waters that once refreshed a thriving missionary village. Today, we uncover what remains of 100 years old legacy, hidden in plain sight. This is not just history, this is a forgotten altar. Welcome you all to my vlog. Today we took a ride to Bauchi, a vlog about the 100 years old missionary village located in Dus. So enjoy. So we're far away from home. Getting dressed.
Tafawa Balewa. Tafawa Balewa. We're entering dusk. Local government to dig the wells of our fathers.
So because of our movement, we need to, stop by the road and then get dressed, and so we can look northern. And I could look northern, and Malam Rasfil is from the north. And then we visited. Look at the beauty of dusk. It's just amazing. Just head into the vlog.
Want me to face the missionary buildings? I had to back.
Anyone is fine, sir. Anyone you want, sir.
Feel free.
Feel free, sir. Exactly, sir. So, what exactly is the name of this entire place, sir?
This is Dus.
Dusk.
It's the Dus Village,
Okay.
and then Dus local government.
Oh wow.
The headquarters of Dus local government.
Okay. So this is actually how the floor plan of the first building that is at Dusk in Bauchi Missionary Village supposed to look like. The blueprint. We try our best to bring this into a reality so people can see what it's supposed to look like, and then what we already have there today.
When the first missionaries came,
Yes, sir.
they were allowed to stay around this place.
After they were moved from the city.
They were asked to come down to this site. And it so happened that most of these areas were maybe overridden by witchcraft activities.
Wow.
Okay.
So the missionaries were asked to come here.
Wow.
And the natives decided to give them here, thinking that by the following morning or within the week they will all die.
Wow.
It was said when they came, because of the menace of the witches, they had to tie bells from one tree to the other. So right from their rooms, they will be pulling a particular rope and the bells will be ringing. And by then, the witches have never experienced anything bell. Wow. And that was how they were chasing them away, apart from the prayers.
Wow.
The witches' market was...
sound.
Yes.
Wow.
The market for witches was behind the primary school here.
Wow.
So when they were given here, they decided to now start construction, all this construction work you see. Okay. That was how they started building. There were trees here, eucalyptus tree, tamarind was there. It so happened when I came here for pastoral work, this was my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was entirely a missionary arena. So they stayed here. From here, they were controlling. Betzel came here, as I said earlier, on a German, with the SIM. So he stayed here along with some of the missionaries as early as 1923. So that was Dus then mission station. And down there, they renovated it. It used to be the missionary clinics. It's still there behind it. Okay, wow. We will go there and see it. The remains of the oldest church was that place.
Wow.
That building you see?
This one?
Yes, it was constructed in the 20s. It was a mud brick building. But except the frontage was an extension. So this was the main missionary house.
Wow.
So all these things are mud bricks.
Wow.
As you can see here, look at the foundation.
Yeah.
It has this zinc cover,
Yes.
termite, and then this thing, and up to this place. So the missionaries were staying here, and this was their compound. Clinic was there. So this area, they name it Bundot. Yeah. And the graveyard for the missionaries is just behind here, after the road, just behind the road. There is one of them there, the graveyard used to be there. And this place used to be road when I was here. So from here you can access the main road and the cemetery. So in summary, this is where the missionaries stayed. Later on, this house was erected. It's still a mud brick house.
Wow.
Even this one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still the SIM.
Yeah, but it was built with mud bricks.
Yes.
Yeah, it's mud bricks.
So
100 years now. With the zinc and everything, nothing is changed.
Did you hear that?
yeah, including these ones, the zinc has never been changed.
Since 1920.
20.
So these buildings are 100 years old.
Over.
Over.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit over.
Kai. My goodness. So can we check it?
Yeah. The secretary of the district is here.
Oh, okay, sir.
So he is the current secretary of the district.
Okay.
Bauchi happened to have about, it used to be a single district,
Okay, sir.
Bauchi District Church. It used, prior to a single district, it used to be Bauchi Borno DCC, District Church Council.
Okay, sir.
But later on, that should be 1982, the Borno was given her autonomy, and then Bauchi became a district on her own.
Wow.
And owing to development and politics of the church, Bauchi was divided into about 3: Toro District, Bauchi District, and now Bauchi does DCC. After some developments about 3 years back, Bauchi South DCC. About 6 years back, Bauchi South DCC was equally carved out of the Bauchi DCC. So we now have 4 districts. Toro is there, which you pass at Rinjengani. Then Bauchi DCC, very close to the Church of Pastor Promise.
Oh, okay.
And where we park our car is Das District. It's Bauchi South District.
Oh,
And here is Das District.
district. Okay.
So if you've ever heard of Tafa or Balewa,
Yes, sir.
it's part of Das District.
Oh, okay.
The DCC shares boundary with Kanke local government in Plateau State and Kanam local government in Plateau State as well. So this DCC is made up of Bogoro local government, Tafa Baleo local government, and Das local government areas. 3 districts. Okay, if you know Bogoro is part of this district, if you are going to Pangshin Kanke, you have Bogoro, Dasham, Bakin Kogi. So they are all part of this district. And this is the headquarters. So any of the Equa pastor that will have to come, whether he's on transfer or
Have to report.
this is where the transfer is usually
Wow.
being done. So, and this is,
Current DCC secretary.
It's an honor, sir.
well done, sir.
Current DCC
It's an honor, sir.
It's an honor.
And anybody who feels offended because he has been transferred, this is the man behind it.
Yeah, all not on him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's the executive secretary of the district. We have part-time chairman, but the secretary is always an executive officer. He's the accounting officer to the Equa headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah. So during the General Church Council of Equa, he is the one that will attend, he along with the chairman. So, but managing the pastors here, he is the one in charge.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
This window is since 1922. Yes, I am window. Since 1922.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
son,
Wow, the windows that was here.
This wood.
1922.
Over 100 years.
yeah, I think if to say the good news is
I did be in the church is open.
you would have seen the rafters.
Kai. It's not even bendable to what we have now.
No. This is almost like stone tiles.
Yes.
And it's the same thing, the ceiling house.
Yeah, this
now.
we can see it here. If
I
they
mean,
have
no
not-
wonder this has not even rusted since
The
then.
secretary said
Yes, sir.
we can enter so that you see
Okay,
the
okay, sir.
roofings.
Wow.
I thought they were in the church. That is why I didn't
Okay,
even
sir.
knock them.
Wow. So guys, literally, this is just history. You know, holding this zinc is over 100 years, and it's still standing strong.
Mud building still
Wow.
standing for over
Yes, mod build. Wow. You know, it's an honor.
See the roofing.
Wow.
Yeah.
see the arc are all mud bricks.
See the thickness, like
Over 100 years.
Babylon.
And it's mod.
It's mud.
What?
You see, they were diligent in their works, so patient, and they were focused. Yeah, they were after qualities. They don't just erect a structure overnight. The foundation was an issue. This wasn't a flat land, but from outside you could see the arrangement of the
Yes,
stones to get a flat land for the foundation.
Out here, you can see part of the foundation,
Wow.
how they make up the foundation.
And the zinc is as thick as the one you touch. The gauge is
Wow.
not like the ones we have.
no.
So
See, this is how they do it. This everywhere.
So that means when the missionary came, were the one that actually had to
Yes, they built it and
Wow.
they brought the zinc from their country.
from their country.
Their
Oh
country.
wow.
Then there was no zinc.
Of course.
Touch the thickness.
This is thick.
No, I felt the
It's-
thickness
it's-
from the
You can remove a knife from this.
Exactly.
it's like the
Very
metal
thick.
this thing you use for drums now.
That's
Yes, sir.
So it was used for zinc, purely for zinc. It doesn't
It's not
give
even
rust.
No,
bendable.
you can't even bend it.
How they
So look
Guys,
at
this
how
is-
diligent they were.
arrange the foundation.
Wow.
Yes.
See it here.
You can see it here.
Foundations of the
This
mission.
is part of it. This
See
side
their
again,
veranda.
Wow.
how they, this is how they,
This is how they build the foundation. That's why the mud buildings can last for 100 years.
Good and fine.
So that means when they were building, they were taking the blocks step by step, the rocks step
They
by
were
step. to
not
make-
too in a hurry.
Yeah.
They were patient
Wow.
and diligent.
Jennifer, this is 100 years. All these
100
things
years.
are
I can imagine the quality of zinc, of the cement
Yes.
as at that time.
Yes,
It's not the
yes.
kind of quality
That we are using.
No. So
Wow.
and,
Wow.
it is not every type of nail that can penetrate.
Penetrate.
this thing.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
True.
So
The nails we have now will just bend. Just keep bending.
so
Aye.
and these are the woods.
Okay.
This wood is still the one that
Since then.
has been there since.
How comes our wood don't last long?
Because we don't even look for mature tree. A tree like this one, as young as it is, you are cutting it for wood.
It will not last.
They are on the wood. In fact, it has to be a seasoned wood. The timber will be there for some times before they go into doing this thing. So, and it was from here that missionaries were sent to Katsina, Malumfashi area, Borno, and all the other places in corners.
This very facility.
From this village. This was the center. It was from here that they sent the missionaries.
Wow. So this is an headquarter.
Yeah.
Ha. And people really don't know about places like
That range in Ghani you pass
Yeah.
from Jos, it was from here that they sent them there.
Wow.
So they were like satellite stations of the
Yeah.
missionary of the gospel.
Goodness.
Some during Holy Communion on monthly basis from Wurno they will be here, Zalanga they will be here, Warji they all come here
Take Holy Communion.
to take Holy Communion. And during Christmas they will come and spend some days here. They will be doing all the Christmas dances here. Before later on they started giving them autonomy to develop their local church council, which we call LCC. So Wurno was there, Gar was there, Rinjingani was there, Warji was there. They were given autonomy. If you go,
Create on
don't
their
come
own,
here,
yeah.
celebrate Christmas there, do your
your
communion
communion
there. And in fact, they were shedding tears.
Wow.
Because before you reach here, it was by foot. And they have to spend about 2 days, some of them trekking to reach here.
Yeah.
But it was
There were
full
no
of joy.
horses.
Horses, who could afford horse?
Oh, true, sir.
It's like buying a Bentley.
Yes,
in this generation.
yes.
Yes.
So the joy of trekking was even part
If
of the
they
journey.
come, the fellowship was all they were after. I remember Wurno was under here. The day they were given autonomy, go and don't come again. They started crying from here down to their village.
Just like when you
Shedding
win a
tears.
child.
Wow. So they were so disappointed. It was as if they have been expelled from the church.
Wow.
The trekking wasn't an issue. The joy of fellowshipping together
So
was
they are
everything.
looking forward to
For
it
the
throughout
yes.
the year.
Throughout the year, walking towards that.
Yes.
But today, Christianity has changed.
Yes.
Every little place wants to get
Oh,
autonomy.
yes, by themselves.
But by then, come together, singing songs, dancing for days before they will go back home was all they were after.
So I can literally imagine seeing a lot of missionaries in this place, and then
Yes.
they're having bonfire and everybody's singing, playing instruments,
Yes.
and then there's fellowshipping. I will always want to look forward to that every year.
It's
Wow.
almost like a festival.
Yes.
Gawan na ya fadi ne?
And then they
Eh.
wow.
Anan kasuwan gawo.
Wacce wajen Juma'a?
Kasuwan Juma.
Ina ga ya faɗi.
Okay. It was one of the places, a center where traditional dances used to be organized. So I could remember, based on history, so many people were telling me, my father came here after getting converted. He, along with his friend, there was a traditional dance here. They just went there from missionary quarters. It's trackable. It's not as far as from here to that zinc.
Wow.
They just went to watch the traditional dance. After coming, they were placed under church display
Yes. Because there
for
was-
watching,
Wow.
not participating, not eating anything, just to go and watch. They were placed under church display. No Holy Communion. You have to sit at the back. No fellowship with you.
Just for going
For
there.
Just for watching.
Some of them were killed as a punishment.
So it was a serious offense. But you don't compare it to now.
No, now they can't even reprove you because everything is more like anything I do, I go scot free. Yes, I have the
It's
right.
like organizing a party inside town only for a Christian to just go there to the hall and watch.
When you come back, the church
Under
display will
church
They are waiting for you. Wow.
People will leave the church now.
True, sir.
So, but today it is Christians that are organizing even those parties.
True, sir.
So that is the
True, sir.
difference. How fast the church is changing. It was a pure church anyway.
Yeah.
Bible-based church. It was an hour of sound doctrine. Compared to today, things have changed.
True, sir.
You see, this tree have 80. This one.
Yeah.
have 80.
That the
Wow.
one with
Grew
white
up, I
flower,
made this tree, this
very
flower.
close to that mission.
This flower, I made
Wow.
it. I was born, I made this tree. One number. Yes,
So
some of the
literally
ones,
everything here is ancient.
Everything here
And they
is-
still look like they look like they were built few years ago. Look at how solid the foundation of.
There's actually a writing.
This is a renovation of the staircase.
Oh, okay.
Still 2010.
And 10. That was after I left here.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
So that is the old church.
This one, sir.
Yes,
Wow.
that church too is as old as the house.
this one.
Yeah,
in
the
fact,
church.
in fact, there was a little small church after the establishment of the church. There was a small church, but then when they started getting converts from other satellite
Yes, sir.
villages, this was the first church the missionaries erected that could house people from Wurno, Garzul, this thing. So it was like their mega church.
The Equa Good News.
The headquarters is now Equa Good News. When the young men and women that stays inside the town decided to start English
Yes.
section, they were given this church.
So the mud buildings.
Yes.
Well, these mud buildings are up to above 100 years.
Yes.
I'm still just not believing.
See the type of bricks they were
Yes.
molding.
This is
My goodness.
literally.
It's almost the same zinc.
Wow.
So from here you could literally see the quarters. So this is Dus.
Wow. Dusk.
The buildings around, they look very old.
Definitely, sir. Wow. Well, just grateful to God that we took this step, because seeing
I
this
think the
ancient
clinic.
place is
Okay.
really amazing. Oh, Father, we are grateful.
This was their clinic,
Okay.
but it has been renovated. The zinc has been changed, but the bricks are still here.
Wow.
So from the house, there was a clinic,
Clinic here.
the worship center.
Yes.
So this is a village. More to say, you are not living when you're on an
Yes.
assignment. Yes.
So this is a modern building to house the clinic, but this is the old one. See the foundation?
Yeah.
Wow. So intentional.
Very, very.
With everything.
Look at the kind of chairs and everything.
Yeah.
Everything is solid.
Yeah, these ones were even later constructions, but it was constructed to a kind of tally with the building. Yes. The doors have all been changed. Yeah. So look at the foundation of the clinic.
Wow.
And so for them to get that building, look at the way they erected the
Yes.
foundations.
Huge. It's high.
Yeah.
The strength of this foundation now can take an upstairs.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
The strength of this foundation
Yes,
now,
it's true.
modern age building.
It's on a solid rock.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
So maybe we just check the primary
Okay, sir.
before we leave.
Okay, sir. So after checking all of these, what can you say has really changed in the body of Christ? Like, I mean, you have been part of history from the beginning of history up till now, and it's so great to actually know how good you are with history. Like, you are so versatile with knowing every single thing of it's like you are the foundation of history. If I say that way. So what do you think has changed? Maybe a bit.
There is a kind of switching of maybe loyalty to the Lordship of Christ. It started with sons and daughters of the early converts to Christianity. They were glorying in the achievements of their fathers, accomplishments. There used to be a building here. It was allowed to be demolished,
Okay.
which was intentional.
Okay.
This is the foundation.
Yeah. But when the government took over, that was another construction of the government in the 70s.
Wow.
But look at the way it has been allowed to crumble.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that is, have they demolished it? That is the building.
Okay.
This is the renovated one. The building is as old as the houses you have watched,
Can even see
except the renovation.
Yes.
It has stayed without renovation for more than 20 years, been beaten by rainwater, and yet it never
Lost the
Yes.
it never crumbles until just some few years. That should be 1999 or so, before it was presented to the government as a complaint to some of the old boys of the school. The former Senator Ibrahim Adamugumba happened to be one. The current head of service, Abdon Delagin, whose father was a pupil here and later on became a headmaster here. It was presented to him the legacy of the missionaries should not just be left to crumble like that. So it was after serious plea, they decided to now come and roof it.
Wow.
Otherwise, they wanted it to crumble just the way that one crumbled.
Wow.
so that the history
Will disappear.
Yeah.
So it stands as a reminder of their presence here. So the building is more than 100 years that we are talking about.
I mean, that's the zinc of the
Yes.
Yes, the stones and everything was arranged by the missionaries.
Wow.
So their grave is across this road.
Yeah, the graveyard. I think if we can climb here, you can just take a look at the site. So things have changed. Number one, people started feeling worldliness is a new fashion that everybody should yearn for it. They started losing taste for spiritual things. And some of the missionaries actually had their focus on the mission activity without considering their time for their families. And so at the end of the day, their sons and daughters had no biblical foundation and roots.
Oh, true.
So they ended up becoming like sons of Eli. And that was one of the biggest problems.
Wow. Wow.
Unfortunately for us,
Okay.
part of the cemetery
Yes.
has been covered by farming. But that area you are seeing that is
Oh, yes, I
bushy,
can see.
is
Can
the
see the
old cemetery. But farmers have entered encroach into the cemetery.
Yes.
So that was the old cemetery that was carved out by the missionaries.
Wow.
It used to be up to this part of the road.
Wow.
Yeah. Down to after
Yeah,
that
I can only see
baobab
like
tree.
3D.
So this
Yeah.
this is the old cemetery.
Wow.
Okay. Indeed.
Wow.
So it's pure worldliness that has entered the church, and later on materialism. Everybody wants to get rich.
True, sir.
Those who went to the Western world, Europe and America, felt they came back with a new fashion of living. And everybody was a kind of envying them.
Yeah.
So that seemed to be part of the reason why the church started losing its.
Wow.
They were tired of all these do's and don'ts within the church. You don't drink, you don't do that. And while they were there, they were drinking.
Yeah.
Free to interact with any woman.
Yeah.
So
That's sort of freedom.
freedom. So, but the good thing that live as a testimony, almost all those who accepted Christianity with the missionaries, majority of them, I don't think I knew one of them that lived below 70 years.
Wow.
Like Baba Hassan Hanakuka there, at the age of 90 something, he was riding bicycle. He lived to be over 100.
Wow.
Baba Musa Sakani Mangyada lived to be over 100. Reverend Yakubu Ekwawan Bauchi, they are lived to be over 90, almost 100.
Wow.
My father lived to be over 103.
Wow.
So they were guys who lived long. And we saw that as dividend of Christianity.
Yes, sir. Longevity.
Their days were
Yes, sir.
enlarged.
Very well.
So
Wow.
the way you see these buildings, that is the way they were, standing still, no shaking. Some of the buildings them have cracks on them all.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, we can.
So guys, this is just history. Everything here is pure history. I really don't know what to say, but all I can say is
So
that
after the government took over,
the work
she
of God is
started
great.
expanding because when Bauchi was to be given a state,
Yeah.
the emir was given an option to house the headquarters of the new state. And it was to be the northeastern state with the headquarters in Maiduguri. Good. So Bauchi decided to reject it. That the emir cannot stay with the governor in the same state. So where do you want us to take the state? So the emir of Bauchi now sought for the suggestion of the sultanate. And since Maiduguri was El Kanemi and was an enemy to Sokoto, they decided let the new guy go and stay in Maiduguri.
Wow.
So the headquarters of Northeast went to Maiduguri.
Wow.
They saw the governor as a rival.
Yeah.
Mungana Nekawe. Nanda symmetry. Shi ne muka wuce shi. Wanne ne? A waje ba? Da na itatuwan ina ganin muka je kwatas na gintir. Akwai gabaruwa da su mangoro za mu gani a wurin. Tun da yamma yayi, we should start so that they capture Bayara.
Wow.
These are some of the, all this that you see, this land from here to that filling station I show you, says I am.
In fact,
belongs to SIA.
there was a time EQUA came and we were able to identify beacons
Yes.
around.
They are still there.
Uh-huh.
They are still there.
The present secretariat that they are proposing to do, they are proposing on that
The mountain.
Wow. Is there they want to do now the DCC secretariat?
So that he will have enough
The
space
estates.
to keep transferring.
More power.
Good.
Power will come, sir.
More space, more power.
Wow. Amazing, sir.
Yes, sir. So, but if you look at it, ordinarily, if to say there is resources, a block like this one could still be preserved
Even for the sake of history, sir.
just
Yeah.
because of history. It is a monument of divine mercy.
Yes, sir.
When the Jews were leaving Egypt after the wilderness wandering, crossing the Jordan, God asked them, carry stones, set up an altar.
Yes.
So when your sons and daughters ask you, what are these stones for? You will tell them, God delivered us and brought us into a land he promised. So,
That's why they did not contract with the buildings there. They
Yeah.
don't want to make it modern.
No.
They left it to
The way it is.
The way it is.
Yeah.
So that history will not die.
Wow.
so the good thing is that in Bauchi State, if you are talking of SIM, you are talking of mission work.
Yes.
It started from here. This is the navel.
Yeah. So SIM of Bauchi State
Started here.
from this place.
Bauchi Borno Kasim
Wow.
started here.
And the entire
Here they breeded
the entire north
send them.
were sent from here.
When you talk of SIM,
Yes.
SIM.
this is their base.
Wow.
This was their base.
All these, classrooms.
Classrooms.
Wow.
Wow.
This is the, the present secretariat that they are proposing to do.
Wow.
They are proposing to do.
Wow. So in case most of you don't understand what is SIM, right? There's SIM, there's SUM, you know. So what's the difference for people that might be wondering? What's the difference between SIM and SUM, sir?
SIM is a missionary body that was established from Canada.
Okay.
They still have their headquarters in Toronto,
Wow.
Canada. It was actually a body of missionaries that wanted to reach the interior of Sudan.
Okay.
Sudan in history, you know, is land of the blacks.
Yes.
So the SIM were so keen to reach just the black people of Sudan,
Yes.
and which was more or less the part of northern Nigeria and southern part of Sudan, Niger, and the rest of them.
Wow.
So they were concerned about these people called Hausas within Sudan, who are almost 100% or to an extent, whether animists or Muslims.
Muslims.
Because the entry point of Islam in Nigeria is from the Sudan. If you read the Mali Empire, Borno Empire, and the rest of them, Islam entered this Sudan way back during Maidunama, the second, and you are talking about almost 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years after Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So SIM wanted to now enter the point through which Islam entered Nigeria and Central Africa. So that was their mandate. So they decided to establish an agency called Sudan Interior Mission.
Okay.
They will enter the interior of Sudan with the gospel of Christ. After that one, and most of them, like the pioneers, Roland Bingham, Walter Gowans, some of them were young graduates from New York, part of Canada. They all came through Mrs. Gowans, who encouraged them. She was a widow.
Wow.
Asked her son to come and join the mission. So 3 of them pioneered the mission body.
Wow.
And they came. Unfortunately, upon arrival, they were not encouraged to actually try Sudan Interior. But they insisted we will go.
Wow.
But then 2 of them died without seeing a single convert. The lone survivor, Roland Bingham, had to go back home, who was equally ill. But then, good, he treated himself and decided to now establish a strategy. We need an agency, a board. I can go back and report to them. And that same Roland Bingham, who left Liverpool 1893, came and lost his 2 brothers here, friends, decided to go back and start working on the establishment of a mission body. And that mission body he established turned out to be the Sudan Interior Mission. Sudan United Mission was more or less the Reformed Church, Reformed Church of England, Reformed Church of South Africa, along with other mission bodies, decided to come. But they said, we want to come as a united mission agency.
Okay.
So when they landed at the coast, they followed through River Niger. They were asked to follow through the lifeboat steam engine. And then they wanted to go upward, but they were discouraged. So they decided to now come through Wase in Plateau State. Under that Wase rock, they established their first station where they prayed. And that became the first station of the Sudan United Mission. SUM. So the English Reformed Church decided to now got spread. The South African Reformed Church decided to climb up the upper plateau. And they were the ones who came as far as Du in Bukuru. They established the Cooking Church. And from there, they now occupied lower plateau and then penetrated southern Bauchi to the Sayawa land, Tarok land, Angas land, all of them, apart from the Catholic missionaries. The Sudan United Mission now came. Now, Sudan United Mission came, each of the missionary agency came with her identity. The Reformed Church of South Africa was there with her identity, which was primarily the Dutch. The English Church, Reformed Church came with her identity. The German Brethren Church came with their identity. The Lutheran Church came with their identity. So all of them came with their identity and they retained their doctrinal positions. And so they ended up becoming the Sudan United Mission. Lutherans come, Church of the Brethren come, Reformed Church of South Africa, of England, all of you come. Let us form a single body. They formed a single body, but it was more or less like a coalition with their identity maintained.
Wow.
So the Brethren of German said, we will maintain one area. So the upper part of River Gongola, which happened to be Adamawa, we will maintain it. So today, if you go to Adamawa State, towards that area, you have the LCC and Lutheran Church of Christ in Nigeria.
Mind you when we get
to okay.
EYN, upper part of and southern part of Borno. Unfortunately, they translated the name from Brethren Church to Ecclesia Yanua and Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get
The one
it.
in Utako.
You have
Okay.
the Christian Reformed Church, CRCN. You have ERCC, Evangelical Reformed Church of Christ.
Wow.
So they are there down southern part of Lower Plateau.
Okay.
So they all got spread, but maintaining their identity. So they ended up with various denominations in northeast to north central. But the difference with SIM is that SIM said the moment you enter that ship in Liverpool, drop your denominationalism.
Okay. Wow.
Come and imbibe on one mission
Yeah.
agency. So you have a central doctrine. So some of your practices, you leave it there. If you are practicing infant baptism, we are evangelicals. That is the central theme. Evangelicals, you go by it. And that's why even those from other churches like LCCN, they drop all the traces of Catholicism and Lutheranism, and then they imbibe on pure evangelicals. And they are the ones who form the Sudan Interior Mission.
Wow.
So that is the difference. But later on, SUM wanted to now become a unified church agency, a single church agency like the SIM. So they now try to establish what we call the Hadediyar Ecclesia Christi and Nigeria. That is the United Church of Christ in Nigeria. So they started test running it in Kaduna.
Wow.
But then doctrinal differences could not bring them together. So they abandoned the project.
Wow.
But then the unity was there. So the unity now helped them to establish one theological college, which is the TCNN, Theological College of Northern Nigeria in Bukuru.
Wow.
Yes. So that is one of their legacy they retain up to date.
Wow.
The board of TCNN is made up of all these denominational groups of SUM.
Wow.
But SIM has been able to retain her position as Sudan Interior Mission. So it is, you see some traces of Presbyterianism, Congregationalism of Baptists, and the rest of them, Episcopal, all in SIM.
Wow.
But then it's not so pronounced and it's
Yes.
not constitutional.
Wow.
So that is the difference between SUM and SIM.
Thank you so much
Yes,
for
you're
that.
welcome, sir.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great privilege to
Sorry,
really...
Reverend.
That's how to present.
Mun barka muna ta
Yes.
surutu.
I mean, this man should kept it in his yo.
So you
Like
see-
all he knows, that's
well
the
said.
truth. Because all he knows is
Yes,
too,
well.
it's too deep.
I'm telling you,
That's the truth. I mean,
he knows
too
It's
much.
good.
so much more than preaching.
Than the books.
He's a historian.
Yes, he is. Wow. Guys, this is
Look at how he kept the history of the missions
yes.
from step by
Step.
step by step to every level.
Kai.
Even
Wani zai iya
some of the
sacewa.
states we're going
Kar ka ga ka
after here.
makarantan B
He's
ne
already
wani zai
telling us
sata.
Yes, the
the
places we
units.
could check.
Mission to gas.
True.
Haka saka.
True.
Tun zamanin Turawa.
Wow.
Amma na yi sake
They are hurrying us up so that we can get to
Yeah.
the first place.
It's just to put the bed in the sky.
But you need to
The
like-
drone. Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
yes. We'll just do that now. Won't waste time. I've seen what I wanted with the shot.
Akwai kuma abin da bamu da culture shi shine shiga archive na Kaduna. Reverend
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir.
Amma akwai takardarmu da ya je kawo gidan da nisa ne.
that history book. So it
Okay,
will
sir.
be very good.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
He's the chairman of the district.
Okay,
church.
sir.
So they kept some copies for him for sale.
Okay, sir.
He say you may need it.
Na kan ne.
Chairman ta ya samu ku. Za mu nema maka da
Ina ɗayan.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yana office dai
It's an
na
honor,
ita
sir.
kira sakatare ina bai dauka ba.
This was a book we saw in the
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Za ka samu turu
Okay.
Wow.
oga.
Ka ba mu idea man.
covers
everything.
Bag the mop this kawai.
Haya boy.
Wow.
In ne zan baka ba ka karbi komai
I
ba.
would cherish all these books, like literally, because we also got one from.
Aka
Amma za a
samu.
samu a ciki.
Okay.
Akwai muna
Ya
da
za mu
su
samu?
kai almost 400 ma copies.
Wow.
Just 400 copies made.
To,
Nawa ne?
To,
karba.
tukuici.
Na ba
Tarihi ne ai.
na baka 5,000 akan shi.
To, mun gode.
Mm.
Wow.
Gaskiya.
Thank you so much, sir.
Amin. Yes.
Da kai fa
It's an honor, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Ka kirga.
kace 2000.
wai ya kai
Ka kirga.
5,000 ne bai kai fata.
A bai kai ba, bai cika ba. 5,000 ne exactly.
language ne a wurin shi.
A bai kai ba, ka yi hakuri da shi.
Thank you, sir.
Sai an suke ce ka yi hakuri, ka ci da hakuri.
Shi ba ya zuwa sun da
Eh,
Ya.
To za mu yi.
Za ka samu.
Za mu yi waya.
To shikenan.
Gashi nan shi kan kullun yana gida. We are
Thank you,
good
sir.
to go,
It's
sir.
an honor, sir.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir.
To, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a
Now,
privilege, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. It's
Well
an
done.
honor. Oh, wow. It's an honor, sir.
covers 3 local governments.
Wow.
All the churches, Jekwa, the SIM churches.
Wow.
And this is
Thank you so much for watching up till this point. I mean, you all deserve an high five. That's the truth. Anyways, head on to my YouTube
Yes, sir.
channel
Thank you so much, sir.
at Son of the
Sir.
Prophet to watch tons of videos, vlogs, different locations that I've been to at Witness 36. And then, just enjoy. God bless you. Bye-bye.